Wilfried Zaha only left the club in the summer. Now he's returning with his new side in a top of the table clash between the only two teams with a 100% Premier League record intact. Should be a good one. Hello everyone and welcome to part 10 of A Selhurst Success Story, where we take on Tottenham Hotspur in a top of the table clash in the Premier League between the only two sides with a 100% record intact. And then we get a Europa Conference League group stage underway away to Sheriff. Before we get going in this episode, please do leave a like, comment below, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to know when new videos are released. The plan was, when I looked at the fixture list, I was going to play through most of this month, probably come back for sort of the Everton Red Star sort of time, so the end of September, just to get a few games played. But as fate would have it, Wilfried Zaha left and signed for Tottenham in the summer. His first return to Selhurst Park with his new team is a top of the table clash, because as you can see, both Tottenham and Palace have both won all four of their games. Since the last episode, not much has happened on the pitch except for two victories over Leeds. 4-3 away in the league, and then a penalty shootout victory at home in the EFL Cup. So we've moved through. We take on Millwall in the next round of the Cup. Middle of October, Millwall away in the fourth round of the EFL Cup. But obviously, Wilfried Zaha was a big player for Palace, one of Palace's best ever players. Some consider him to be the best player to ever pull on the red and blue shirt. And he's having a good start to life at Tottenham. He's currently their top scorer. If we go and have a look at their squad, I know this normally comes back to bite you in the arse if you look at an opposition player before the game. But 4 starts, 4 goals, 7.65 rating. Much better than he was for us. Because for us last season, he played 23 games, scored 6, 3 assists at a 6.82. So he's performing a lot better for his new side. And his valuation's shot up as well. We let him go for 35 mil, and it's now saying his valuation is between 59 and 90 million pounds. So he's worth a lot more than he was before. But the only other things that have happened really is John Coates has taken over from Steve Parish as the chairman. There was rumours of a takeover. I was thinking, maybe we might get one of those big tycoon takeovers and a load of money thrown at us, but not to be. It was a promotion from within. Steve Parish stepped down as chairman. John Coates took over. And deadline day passed without a whisper, really. Without anything. We didn't have a single deal that affected the first team. I was worried that we might get that big bid in from PSG for Odsonne Edouard. I was worried that a couple of teams might have come in for Elise or Klozek. But as it stood, the offers didn't come. So nothing really happened. So basically, it's as you were really, except for 2 victories over Leeds. We've only played 1 league game, 1 cup game since the last episode, so not much has changed. So the team for the Tottenham game is Livakovic in goal, who saved the penalty in the shootout against Leeds in the week. Argu, Anderson, Renan, Mitchell, Braganza, Koyate, Elise, Klozek, Petkovic and Edouard. I've brought Koyate in for the last couple of games as the ball winner, because Grilic his condition wasn't great. It's now back to full, but Koyate's been playing quite well, so I've kept him in there. But hopefully we can ruin Wilf Zaha's return. And actually, he doesn't even start. He's on the bench. Zaha's on the bench. He's started their 4 previous games, but they've subbed him for today. So the whole narrative was that Wilfried Zaha would be returning to Selhurst Park, and He's not even playing. And there, Tottenham have taken the lead in 43 seconds. Break down the left, the cross comes in, and Mariano gets his head on it. Son to Mariano, back to Bentanker. I don't know, I can't pronounce that. Son plays it in, Mariano on the head, Joachim Anderson and Renan, neither of them picked him up. And it's Tottenham who look like keeping their 100% record as it's going. There's Petkovic with a good ball across field for Elise. Elise, can he get it back? No, he can't. He still hasn't lost it yet. He shoots and he scores! What a goal. Michael Elise, I thought he'd given away possession there. He tried to cut it back inside. It was a pretty tame effort, to be honest, to try and set up a chance for Edouard. As he gets it here, right-footed, brings back on his left. It was cut out, but then he comes back and then great finish into the top corner, and Michael Elise adds another one to his tally for the season. And we won't worry about a tight offside because there was no chance of an offside in that. We're all square, ladies and gents. There's Petkovic with a flick onto Klozek. Klozek attempts a shot, but the Tottenham defence had built a wall in front of him. Tottenham playing some good football, looking to open us up here. But Klozek, oh no, I thought he'd cut out the attack. These are softs. That's offside, but that's a great save from Livakovic anyway. He looked to be a long way offside there, but it's a Tottenham corner. Great save from Livakovic. And there's Elise with a clumsy challenge to give Tottenham a free kick, but it doesn't look like anything's going to come from it. The players are not performing as well as they have been. Mid-6s for most of them at the minute. 6.6, 6.6, 6.7. There's a searching ball. That's poor clearance there. He had time to at least find a red and blue shirt. And there's Renan with a clearance to Klozek. Klozek, Petkovic. Can we hit him on the break? Klozek, Koyate, Elise. Edouard. Edouard's through here. Edouard's through, and he's going to... Oh. He hits it straight at Hugo Lloris in the Tottenham goal. Should have done better there. Should have done better. 1-on-1. All he's got to do is go either side, and he smashes it straight down the keeper's throat. Mitchell, Braganza. Mitchell plays it in. Klozek. Out to Koyate, Agu, Elise, Petkovic. Oh. Petkovic's header is over the bar. Now Tottenham get a corner right at the death of the first half. Koyate manages to get there first, but the attack's not over yet. Mariano started the first half with a goal. He ends the first half with a goal. And it looks like we're going to go in at the break 2-1 down. Despite having a couple of brilliant chances. Skip Hyde to Mariano. Looked to be marginal. VAR obviously had a look, and well, they didn't, because it didn't even show the lines. Not happy with that. Not happy at all. We had a couple of really good chances, but with poor defending, we've allowed Tottenham to take control of this game. Here you go. Braganza cuts it out. Klozek finds Edward. Petkovic. Cross to Elise. Elise. Poor pass, but it's still alive here. Braganza. Coyote. Back to Braganza. Klozek. Petkovic. We can't find a way through. Elise. Tottenham defending in numbers and preventing that killer ball. We've had to go backwards. But Elise is going to run into the box here. Can he get it across? He does. And Edward, odds on Edward, is not going to miss from there. 2-2. We couldn't find our way through. It was looking like it was going to be one of those highlights where we have possession and then a poor pass allows a break. But eventually, Elise breaks into the box, brings it back to Edward, and he's not going to miss that one. He had a great opportunity earlier on that he smacked straight at Hugo Lloris, but he's not going to miss that one. Klozek is looking tired. He's on a yellow card, and he's not exactly having the best of games. So I'm going to take him off and bring on Yasser Asprilla. Braganza, also not. He's motivated, but his health, or his condition, is poor. So I'm going to take him off and bring on Grilic. Now, Grilic normally plays as the ball winner, but I'm going to put him as the box-to-box. A draw here wouldn't be the worst result. It would remain unbeaten, but I'd like to win this. And there's Joachim Andersen. Joachim Andersen with a header from the corner. It looked like Lloris was going to push it out, but the ball has found its way into the back of the net, and it's a goal. It's 3-2. Elise's corner in. Andersen's header, and Lloris got his hand to it but can't prevent the goal. And we're ahead, ladies and gents. It's 3-2, and despite the fact they've had more of the possession and the first half they were a much better side, we've looked a completely different team in this second half. And it looks like Edward's picked up a knock. I might have to take him off. There's Asprilla's through, and Asprilla has added a fourth. Crystal Palace 4, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Yasser Asprilla has broke through on the left. It was good defending from Renan to cut it out. Petkovic to Elise, and it's Elise who finds the pass. Asprilla times his run perfectly, and Hugo Lloris cannot do a single thing about that. We're going to take Odson Edward off for Jean-Philippe Mateta because Edward has picked up a potential foot injury. I'm hoping it ain't too serious. Yeah, make the changes. There's Ugu across. I thought Asprilla could get there first. Wilf Zaha's on the pitch now, by the way. He makes his return to Selhurst Park, but it might be too late for him to do anything about the result. There's Elise, Petkovic, Bruno Petkovic. Come on! And we are looking like a team of world beaters here. When we come into this game, Tottenham Hotspur were ahead of us on goal difference. Brilliant header. Tottenham Hotspur ahead of us on goal difference. All right, both of us 100% record. And after that first half, I thought we were going to get beaten. And now this second half, we've proper turned it on. Elise on a 10. And that is a wonderful performance. 5 goals, 21 shots, 9 on target, and XG of 2.38. Tottenham have more of the possession and more corners, and they have more shots. But that second half was all ours. That second half belonged to Crystal Palace Football Club, and 4 goals in the second half has given us a scoreline of Crystal Palace 5, Tottenham Hotspur 2, and for some reason, Zaha was playing as a defensive midfielder. To be honest, they deserve to lose. You're playing Wilf Zaha as a defensive midfielder. Weird. But that means that we're top of the table on our own. And I said that a challenge for top 6 could be on for this season. We might be emerging as title contenders. But say it quietly. Right, I was considering a rotated team to play Sheriff, but it's our first group game in the Europa Conference League, so I thought that I would keep it a full-strength squad. Edouard passed the fitness test, so he's fine to play. I brought Grilic in for Koyate. It's the only change from the team that played Tottenham. Mark Gurhey has picked up an injury, so he misses this one out. But other than that, it's as we were in the last game, which was an excellent performance. I still can't get over how well we played. Definitely building something here that could be very, very special. And hopefully you'll all stick around to see just how special it can be. And as Petkovic hits the crossbar. Crossbar after 2.5 minutes. Hopefully that isn't a sign of things to come. We can find the back of the net sooner rather than later. I think though, if we can keep our players together as a team, there's Elise, great effort. We can keep our top players like Elise, Edouard, Klozek, Braganza now, Renan, Anderson, Mitchell. We've got some fantastic players. We are going to have the vultures sniffing around, swooping in, trying to steal them away, trying to unsettle them and stuff. But if any team wants to sign any of my best players, they're going to have to fork out for them. They're going to have to pay me a lot of money so that I can bring in replacements that are just as good. And there's Elise, breaks into the box, and there's 1-0. Talking about one of our best players, Michael Elise is our star. He is our star. And when this game first came out, Michael Elise was like a 2.5-star current ability. Maybe a 3-star current ability. Then the January game update happened, and he's now a wonder kid. And after the first season as managing him, comes into the second season as a 4.5-star wonder kid, current ability. And he's just amazing. You don't put a foot wrong. There's Klozek it's over the top to Klozek, and poor cross, cut out. Good defending, really. But yeah, Lisa has been absolutely phenomenal in this game. Like the game in general, not just this match. Like the game in general. And he got a 10 against Tottenham. He's on an 8.1 already here. But it's players like that we are going to get the big clubs coming for him. We're not a Champions League side. There's Klozek, breaks into the box. Back to Petkovic, and Petkovic blasts one well wide. We're not a Champions League side, and as Odson Edouard said when I tried to convince him, or tried to give him the promise that we would qualify for the Champions League this season or he could leave, he said we're not good enough. There's a good save from Livakovic. He said we're not good enough. So if other players feel the same, and big clubs like Juventus, Man City, PSG, clubs like that, if teams like that, Real Madrid, Barcelona, if teams like that coming in for our players, they're going to want to leave. But I truly believe that if I can keep this team together, we can win the Premier League and then possibly even go on to win the Champions League. Might sound a little bit overconfident, but that's how good some of these players are. Imagine Crystal Palace Football Club winning the Premier League and the Champions League. It's not going to happen this season because we're not in the Champions League, but we're building the foundations. We're building the foundations for something very, very special at this football club. Argu's picked up a knock, so we're going to take him off. I actually didn't put a right back on the bench. So Chris Mepham's going to have to play there. I'm not sure if he can. Not really, but he's going to have to, because he's the only option. I know Rennan's a left back. I'm not sure if he can play at right back. I might have a look in a sec, but let's get this attack over with first. Go on, Grilic. Couldn't find the cross, but Agu does. It's cleared as far as Mitchell. Back to Braganza. Grilic. Agu again. Or Agu. Agu. I change the way I pronounce things every time. Zalise to Hlozek. Hlozek scores, but was he offside? The thing now is, I do it in real life as well. Every time a goal scored, I'm like, was that offside? Are you sure that weren't offside? Where's that VAR? But they're not even looking at it. Zalise. Oh, there's a player over there. Him there. He was keeping him on. That's 2-0. Great start to... Yeah, change. Looks like a great start to our first group game in the Europa Conference League. Let's close it. Back to Braganza. Grilic. There you go. Have a third. Florian Grilic. That was fantastic football. Brilliant football. One-touch football between three players. Mitchell, Hlozek, Braganza, Grilic, back to Hlozek, Hlozek back to Grilic, Grilic, have some of that. Pick that one out of the net. And that is 3-0. I can rest a couple of players. Let's bring a Spreer on for Elise. Give Eze a run out. I'm making the same sort of substitutions at the minute. It's just sort of trying to rest Elise and Hlozek as much as I can, because they're our danger players. They're our players that can turn any team inside out. And as you've seen, even when we're behind in games, it's one magic pass from Hlozek or Elise, a run through the box from one of them, a great finish, and then we're back in the game. So we need to keep them two fit as much as we can. Sheriff are going to look for a consolation, and there's Silvka over the top, and he does find one. Slivka, not Silvka. Stefan Slivka has pulled one back for Sheriff. It's far too late for them to get back into this game. I'm not having none of that squeaky bum time. We've won this match. Hopefully we can go and nick another goal or two, just to increase our goal difference. Braganza, Edward, Eze's through, and there's 4-1. Eberici Eze breaks through. He weren't that good against Leeds in the Carabao Cup the last time he played. He was quite poor. I kept faith in him the whole game. Ended up with like a 6.3 or a 6.4 or something. But he's done all right there, hasn't he? He's come on. He's broke through and he scored the 4th goal. 20 to 23 shots, 15 on target, and XG of 3.3. And most of the possession. That's a well-deserving win, that is. And, like I said, I truly believe that we are on the verge of something amazing at this football club. That's us top, because Victoria and Red Star drew. So, we're in pole position in the league. We're in pole position in our Conference League group. We are through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. And everything is coming up roses at Crystal Palace Football Club. It is a beautiful time to be alive. Right. I'm probably going to play through quite a bit now because we've done a few episodes already this season. We've done 1, 2, 3. So I don't want to come back here and do like the 4th one. Right. So I'm going to play. I'll probably play through the rest of September, most of the way through October, and probably, depending on what happens, possibly come back to show you the last Conference League game and the Man United game or the Arsenal game, depending on who's higher in the league. May do Red Star and Victoria. I'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But that's enough. That's going to wrap up this episode. There were a lot of goals scored in that episode. 10 we scored. Not bad, is it? 9. Sorry. 9. Not 10. 9. 5 and 4 is 9, Peter. See, I can count. Right. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed that, please leave a like, comment below, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to know when new videos are uploaded. And I will see you again very, very soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.